GST audit service. Amount is 50,000, rate is 18%, and it is an intrastate supply. As it is an intrastate supply, so GST and SGST will apply on the entire supply. But we have to, whether we have to record it separately or we have to add into the GST audit service, that is based on the answer whether it is blocked or not under section 17 subsection 5. If it is blocked, if amount is blocked, then it is to be added into GST audit service. If it is not blocked, credit is available, then it is to be recorded separately. Here credit is available, so that we can say that it is to be recorded separately. That means credit हमें यहाँ पे मिल रहा है, so that is why it is to be recorded separately, and it is an intrastate supply, so CGST and SGST will apply. So entry is GST audit expense account debit 50,000, CGST input receivable account debit 4,500, SGST input receivable account debit 4,500, two party account 59,000. Employees salary, part of employment contract, no GST schedule 3 items. That means it is covered under negative list. Any service is provided by employee to employer, it doesn't part of a supply. So on this type of transaction, GST will not be applicable. Here in bracket no GST schedule 3 item is given, but it is in this example it is given. But if it is asked in the exam, then such kind of information cannot be provided to you. Say whether GST, whether it is a schedule 3 item or not, whether GST is applicable or not, that you have to think on yourself. Rate is not given, that implies that it is a schedule 3 items, and now in this case you don't have to decide whether it is intrastate supply or interstate supply. So in this case, entry is salary expense account debit directly 5 lakh to employees account 5 lakh. Next, rent a cab service. Service is availed by its employee 30,000, 18% GST rate, and intrastate supply. As it is an intrastate supply, obviously CGST and SGST will apply, but whether credit is available or not. Here it is a service of rent a cab. That means what? It is blocked under section 17 subsection 5. As it is a block, so that is why credit is not available. So that is why it is to be added into the cost price of a rent a cab service. So answer is employees traveling expense account debit 35,400. 5,400 is nothing but 18% of 30,000. It will come to 5,400. To party account 35,400. So what we have done here, we have added the GST amount into the employees traveling expense account, and it is to be credited to parties account. Hotel services availed for its employee. Hotel is located in the same state where our company is located. 25,000. And rate of GST is 18%, and it is a intrastate supply. Here it is a hotel service availed for its employee. So here first of all you have to answer the question that whether credit is available or not, and if credit is available, then what is the entry? If credit is not available, then what is the entry? So entry is accommodation charge account debit 25,000, CGST input receivable account debit 2,250, SGST input receivable account debit 2,250, two party account 29,500. Next one, printing and stationery expense, no RCM 10,000 from unregistered person, intrastate supply. Section 9 में इसका प्रोविजन दिया है कि if you purchase from unregistered person, then obviously reverse charge mechanism is applicable, but there are specified goods only, and printing and stationery is not covered into that list. So that is why no RCM is given. If it is purchased from unregistered person, then there is a list of the goods: tobacco, BD, wrapper leaves, tendu leaves, etc. So this is the list of the goods in which RCM is applicable. But printing and stationery, if you purchase from unregistered person, in that case there is no question for RCM. So in this case, entry is printing and stationery expense account debit 10,000, to party account 10,000. Tea and drinking water supply expenses, here also no RCM 40,000 purchased from unregistered person, that is intrastate supply. So it is the intrastate supply, and as it is purchased from unregistered person, so here also same entry can be passed. So entry is tea and water expense account debit 40,000, to party account 40,000. Next one, air travel facility for traveling of its director. Amount is 2 lakh, rate of GST 18%, and it is interstate supply. Here, air travel facility is provided by company to director, and director is not an employee of a company. Then in this case, whether GST is leviable or not, that question arises. So answer is yes, GST will be leviable, students. So that is why what entry we should pass, we have to record it with GST, and input tax credit for the same will be available in future. But if salary is provided by employer to employee, then it comes under negative list, and if it comes under negative list, then no GST. Schedule 3, no GST will be levied. So that point you have to keep in mind. And the entry is traveling expense account debit 2 lakh, IGST receivable account debit 36,000, to party account 2 lakh 36,000. Next one, purchase of staff bus with capacity of 25 seats. No depreciation claimed on GST amount. Now, purchase of a vehicle with capacity of 25 seats. Here capacity of a bus is more 13 passenger. If it is more than 13 passenger, then credit is available. And if it is less than 13 passenger, then credit is not available. And here depreciation is not claimed on GST amount. So that is why both the conditions are satisfied. Depreciation or not is not claimed on GST amount, and the capacity of the bus is more than 13 passenger. So that is why credit is available, and it is a intrastate supply. So CGST and SGST will apply. So in this case, entry is vehicle account debit 12 lakh, CGST input receivable account debit 1 lakh 68,000, SGST input receivable account debit 1 lakh 68,000, to party account 15 lakh 36,000. But same transaction, if it is said like that, depreciation is claimed on GST amount, then entry is little bit different. Then in that case, vehicle account debit 15 lakh 36,000, to party account 15 lakh 36,000. So in that case, you don't have to think about it, whether credit is available or not, whether capacity is more than 13 or less than 13, you don't have to look for it. Next one, courier expenses 10,000, 18%. It is an intrastate supply. It is a straightway transaction. Credit is available. Courier and postage expense account debit 10,000. CGST input receivable account debit 900. SGST input receivable account debit 900, to party account 11,800. So courier expense is all the conditions are of section 16 is satisfied. So that is why courier and postage expense incurred, and whatever GST paid on it, credit of those GST, CGST and SGST is available to the person. Advertisement expense amount is 60,000, which is exclusive of GST. 18% rate of GST is applicable, and it is intrastate supply. As it is an intrastate supply, CGST and SGST is applicable to the entire service. Now, advertisement expense is done for the business purpose, so that is why credit is available. And as credit is available, entry will be advertisement expense account debit 60,000, CGST input receivable account debit 5,400, that is 9% of 60,000, SGST input receivable account debit 5,400, 9% of 60,000, two party account total 70,800. Next one, purchase of office furniture. The company has decided to claim depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961. Now, first time this kind of entry has come. Up till now, what we are learning? We are learning that company has not claimed the depreciation on GST amount, but this is the first entry in which it is said that the company has decided to claim depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961. In this case, credit is not available. So, whatever GST is there, it will be added into the cost price of the furniture. So, amount is 1,20,000, which is exclusive of GST. Rate is 18% and it is an interest rate supply. So, now entry is furniture account debit 1,41,600, two party account 1,41,600. Next transaction, purchase of plant and machinery. The company has not claimed depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961. Amount is 10 lakh, rate is 18% and it is a interstate supply. So it is exactly reverse of the above situation. In above, company has decided to claim depreciation on GST amount, and here the company has not claimed depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961. So that is why credit is available. As it is an interstate supply, IGST is applicable. So credit of IGST is available. So entry is plant and machinery account debit 10 lakh, IGST input receivable account debit 1,80,000, two party account 11,80,000. Here you have to understand two situations. If company claims depreciation on GST amount, then what will happen? And if company has not claimed depreciation on GST amount, then what will happen? That we will see with the help of this explanation. Let us divide it into two parts so that you can get a better understanding. Company has not claimed depreciation on GST amount. So in this situation, what will happen? And if company has claimed depreciation on GST amount, then what is the situation? Let us take company has purchased machinery of rupees 10 lakh. So here also we will write down machinery of rupees 10 lakh. In both the situation, GST is 18%. So it comes to 1,80,000. Now total is 1 lakh. Now total is 1,80,000. Now total is 11,80,000. Here also total is 11,80,000. Now in this first situation, company is not claiming depreciation on GST. Has not claimed depreciation on GST. That means company will charge depreciation on 10 lakh. and in this situation company will charge depreciation on 11,80,000. So let us take depreciation, rate of depreciation is 10%. So in this case depreciation is 1 lakh, and in this case depreciation is 1,18,000. If SLM method is there, then every year company will charge 1 lakh depreciation in first case, and in second case company will charge depreciation on 1,18,000. But in this situation, in first situation, company will get also benefit of ITC of rupees 1,80,000 in the same year. So that is why two things will happen. Company will also get benefit of ITC of 1,80,000. Here ITC benefit is not available to the company, but here he is charging 1,18,000 every year on the debit side of the profit and loss account, and then his profit will be reduced every year by 1,18,000, so that he has to pay less amount of tax in comparison of this, because in this every year 1 lakh depreciation is charged. But in both the situation company is getting benefit. Now it depends on the company in what way he wants to take benefit. So in this case, let us take company has more output, GST liability. So in this situation, what company will do? Company will go for first option and use these 1,80,000 of input tax credit. But company has less amount of output GST, then this option is very helpful to company. So it depends on the situation, in which situation company will get more benefit. But whatever situation he will adopt, he has to pass a entry accordingly. If company claim depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961, then it should be added into the cost price of the particular asset, and credit is not available. And if the company has not claimed depreciation on GST amount under the Income Tax Act 1961, then credit is available and it is recorded separately. Like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos like this.